District, Mr. Chairman, members of the board. Please vote against this ERA resolution before you. The ERA is unnecessary in light of the 14th Amendment, state and federal anti-discrimination laws, and equal pay laws already on the books. The ERA has been dead since 1982 because it was not ratified by enough states within 10 years and 3 months, which included an illegal deadline extension. Why are taxpayers paying to draw up this resolution, let alone spending time discussing it? Make no mistake, the ERA was the goal of radical feminists. In the early 1970s, before the Roe and Doe abortion decisions, they wanted to legalize women killing their unborn children. Everyone, but especially those who have children and grandchildren, should be horrified that an innocent baby endowed with an inalienable right to life, recognized in our Declaration of Independence, can be sentenced to death without due process. The new Democrat chair of the U.S. House Judiciary Committee, Congressman Nadler, recently said that they need the ERA to fully embed abortion in our U.S. Constitution. Let's be honest, this is what the ERA is really about. Last year, hearings on legislation to ratify the dead ERA in Virginia were held in Richmond. ERA supporters shouted down the meeting, and the meeting had to be disbanded. This pro-ERA effort is not at all mainstream. The Antifa left in our country wants hard-working citizens to pay for abortions, sex change operations, and transgender ideology with our taxes. They want women in combat, unisex bathrooms, and all differences between men and women erased. That means men and women sharing frontline combat roles, jail cells, hospital rooms, bathrooms, gym showers, and dorm rooms. I hope the left finds peace that comes from living in harmony with nature instead of constantly fighting nature. Like it or not, men and women differ right down to our DNA. A so-called genderless society is not possible nor desirable. Every amendment offered in Congress when the ERA was being discussed to protect women from military draft, ensure child support, and keep lower insurance rates for women, for example, were all voted down. All Virginia laws that single out women, such as small business programs, domestic violence programs, job training for pregnant teens, will be eradicated because they single out women. Girls' sports scholarships and teams will end as boys compete on girls' teams, as was the result of the Manassas ERA. Thank you.
Thank you. Delegate Marshall, long time no see.
That's not my fault. Well, true. So. Mr. Chairman, Bob Marshall, Coles District, and my wife told me to be here tonight. Imagine if the New England Patriots, the losing team in the 2018 Super Bowl, went to the 2019 Super Bowl with the 33 points they earned in their losing game in 2018. That's the current Democrat game plan for the Equal Rights Amendment. If the ERA did not die in 1982, why did ERA proponents start all over again and resubmit the 1972 ERA into Congress in 1983? ERA proponents told Congress in 1977 the ERA would die without an extension. National Organization of Women President Eleanor Smeal, we believe the life of the Equal Rights Amendment is indeed in peril. Marjorie Bell, AAUW President, failure to extend now the time limit for ratification of the Equal Rights Amendment would terminate what Congress initiated 6 years ago. Representative Barbara Jordan, Democrat, Texas. The time will have expired for that resolution, and I do not feel that would be a viable issue for consideration by the Congress because the resolution would, for all intents and purposes, be dead. President Jimmy Carter wrote to Judiciary Chairman Peter Rodino, I'm hopeful the ERA will be ratified before the present deadline expires. U.S. Solicitor General Lawrence Wallace wrote in 1982 a memo on behalf of the Supreme Court clerk indicating that the Supreme Court looks at this as dead. Who received this note? Lawrence Tribe, legal counsel for now. On February 3rd, 1994, I received an opinion from the Attorney General. Because the Equal Rights Amendment was not ratified within the original or the extended time limit established by Congress for its ratification, it is no longer before the states for ratification. And any action taken by the states, by the General Assembly to ratify it, would be a nullity. You claim the ERA was ratified by 37 states. False. 35 did it in the time limit. 2 did it on their own more than 35 years after it died, well after the time limit. Your resolution fails to mention that 5 states rescinded their prior ERA ratifications and that a federal court in 1981, Idaho versus Freeman, said states could rescind ERA ratifications. You are not looking at what the courts have said, but you will find out what they have said and what Congress has said in the hearings if a number of you vote for yes, because I will disgorge this research, which I found in 7,100 pages of material. It will be out there. You want strict scrutiny to be the guide for interpreting any sex-based laws. This scrutiny is why you are embedding abortion into the Constitution, why you're embedding gay rights, same-sex marriage into the Constitution, why any religion which has male-only clergy will lose its tax status, why male and female high school athletes will compete against each other. Ruth Bader Ginsburg did not want the fact of the ERA and abortion connection to be known. I have a quote for that. Please do your research, because you will find out what you're approving, and you're going to find it out under adverse circumstances. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Delegate Marshall.